Good morning and welcome to the Forex Market Wrap. It's Tuesday the 1st of August 2017 and I'm Darren Sinden. Okay, let's have a look at overnight changes, price moves to be aware of. So I just want to focus on the euro again here against the dollar, 118.42, the close in New York last night. That brings the gains for the euro against the dollar year to date up to 12.6%. The Australian dollar against the US dollar closed at 80.003 in New York last night, up 11% year to date so far. So the question on my mind is, can we see yen appreciation against the dollar in the current climate of absolute dollar weakness? In fact, here's the chart of dollar yen on a weekly basis. You can see a clear uptrend line dating from October last year. We're testing on that line now. Of course, the yen tends to appreciate better when the market's in a risk-off mood where there are safe haven flows. We don't have that at the moment, as we've seen recently with the weakness in the Swiss franc. So it'll be an interesting test of sentiment towards the dollar to see if the yen can get through 110 and continue to strengthen. Okay, what's on the calendar? What events have we got today that may move the market? It's a very busy calendar today. In fact, we've already had some important data out before we started the report. We've had the China manufacturing PMI for July out of China, and the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision this morning as well. We'll look at the Chinese PMI data in a moment. Australian interest rates have stayed the same at 1.5%. Markets will be pouring through the statement as we speak. To come later on, just before 8 o'clock GMT, we have German unemployment changes for July. Then we have market PMI, or manufacturing PMI I should say, for Germany, and then 5 minutes later at 8 o'clock we'll have the similar number for the Eurozone as a whole, and at 8:30 we'll have that number for the UK as well. So that's 8:30 GMT I should say. Then at 9 o'clock we'll have a very important number, GDP for the Eurozone for the second quarter, a preliminary read subject to revision, but nonetheless this is a high impact data point. Then moving on to this afternoon from 12:30, a raft of data coming out of the US. You can see that here. Personal consumption and expenditures, core personal consumption, personal income data and personal spending are all for June. And then we move on to what I think is probably the most important read of the day. 13:45 we have the market manufacturing PMI, followed almost immediately 15 minutes later by the ISM manufacturing PMI for July and the prices paid data for July from the US. And then to finish the day at 21:45 GMT we'll have unemployment data and participation rates from New Zealand. Okay, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye. We just talked about it, but Chinese manufacturing PMI for July comes in at a read of 51.1 versus a forecast of 50.4, so that's better. The Reserve Bank of Australia kept interest rates at 1.5%, and Australian equities have rallied on this and the China PMI news. The White House head of communications, Anthony Scaramucci, steps down after just 10 days in the role. And the US government has imposed sanctions on Venezuela after dubious presidential elections in the country at the weekend. So, food for thought, something for you to take away with you into the trading day. The trade-weighted dollar is heading for its worst 7-month run at any time over the last 30 years. And you can see that here in the chart to the right. The weakness seems to be directly related to the performance of President Trump's administration. And the question is, therefore, can he make the dollar and America great again? Thank you for your time this morning. Please take a moment to read through this risk warning. Trading FX and CFDs on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about the risks involved, then please do contact your Pepperstone account executive. Thank you, and we look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.